Wow, let's hope it works that well every time from now
You
on.
see, and I could move it.
Perfect.
I could move the
You could
slide.
move it too. Amazing.
Yeah, so I I practiced yesterday. Okay. Janet, can you start reading the English, please?
Das war wunderbar. Auf den beiden schloss der Dach. Over the attic sleeps the roof. Is a bitter lullaby written by Barry Schaefer and Parrots Hirschbein. Both men were
Sorry. Yeah.
That's all right. Both men were playwrights in New York, and Hirschbein's play Greenfields was turned into a very successful film, which the Vinkl has watched. He founded a troupe devoted to better theater. Shafir wrote poetry, novels, dramas, and travelogues. They wrote the song together, and it was used in Shafir's 1910 play of Remy der Schuster, Abe the Shoemaker. It was later translated into Russian and adapted by Dmitry Shostakovich. It was included in the anthology Pearls of Yiddish Song by Yossel and Hani Mlotek. It is sung here by Petra Harris. Beautiful.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Janet. Aileen, would you like to start?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, Aileen.
Oh, Elaine.
Elaine, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Elaine.
Sure. Auf den beiden schloss der Dach, zugedeckt mit Schindelech. On the attic sleeps the roof covered with shingles. Und in Vinkl liegt a Kind nacket gore on Windelech. And in a little cradle lies a child completely naked without a diaper. And then hop otazoi, just the way it is. Es die Zieg von Dach dem Streu. The goat is eating straw from the roof. Hop otazoi. That's the way it is.
Yeah, good. Any questions? No? Okay, so we will go on. Anita, can you read, please? All of you are muted, so if I called on you, please unmute yourself.
Auf dem Bäumen steht der Weg, wiegt sich dort der Spinn in er. So on the roof.
Not roof. Boydem is not roof.
Boyden on the, no?
Boydem is attic.
Attic. Auf dem Attic. Oh, good. Steht der Weg, what do you call it?
Cradle.
A cradle.
Maurice, speak a little bit higher.
A cradle. Wiegt sich dort a Spinn in er. It moves there. Dorten a spin. What is a spin?
Spin is a spider.
Oh, a spider in the wig.
In the cradle, yeah.
In the cradle, I'm sorry. Sitzt von mir das Häuschen?
Hayes.
Hayes?
Los Hayes.
Und los
Dallas.
Dallas lost their meal. I don't know what it is.
Okay, Maurice, please.
Sure. So he's talking about the,
No, from the beginning, please.
sure. A cradle stands in the attic, and in the cradle, a spider is rocking itself, and it's pulling the life out of me. It's draining the life out of me. What it leaves me is poverty. And then Dallas lost, I mean, it sucks out the life of me, leaves me with poverty.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
can you continue reading, Anita, please?
Hop, hop, oder so. So it is like that. Sieg von dem Stroh. Hop, hop, oder so. So it's the what is it? The
Goat.
the goat. Thank you. From on the roof or the straw. It's the straw.
Yeah.
Or it's
Okay.
the toy.
Good.
Okay, thank you, Anita. Yes, Elaine.
Sure.
I just want, the word sit, that means sucks out.
Ziehen literally means to pull. Oisziehen, it's zita von mir das Reis.
Okay, so the verb is
Oisziehen, it's
ziehen.
pulling it out of me. It's sucking the life out.
Okay, so is it oisziehen or just seeing? The
Ziehen
infinitive,
is a verb by itself, means to pull, like to pull
Okay.
on a string.
got it,
But
got it.
oisziehen is to pull out,
got it,
like to extract.
got it, thank you.
Like in a dentist place. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cookie.
I have a question. How did the goat get on the roof?
It climbed.
The same way
Well,
the Hitler does.
You can leave it to your imagination, or
Yes.
we know that there were, I mean, I don't know, I mean, certainly in the Midwest, there were houses that were built right from the ground. So they were more like lean-tos, and the roof was covered with grass. So it's conceivable that a goat could just climb along that incline and eat the grass. I don't know if that's what he had in mind, but I know that there were such houses.
I see. Okay.
But it sounds
well-
like he's saying the goat is up to mischief. It's causing problems, right? By being
Well,
up there.
no, I think it's not. I think the point is that the baby has no food, but the goat can eat the grass.
Can eat the grass.
Right, and it's a parallel to the roof is covered with shingles, but the baby has no clothes.
Oh, it's bad if you get shingles. That's
See,
terrible.
no, not that kind of shingles, roof shingles, shingler.
Okay, Morty, you wanted to say something, Morty?
Well, I was going to say that in the small Städtler, first of all, the houses were quite low. They were built very low, and they had straw roofs. The roofs were always covered with straw. And in fact, the goats did eat from that straw. To me, in this
Okay.
case, the song, thank you, Maurice, for the explanation.
Okay,
Didn't make much sense to me about the
I mean, you
the
might
goat
wake up
eating the
one
straw
morning and have
right.
no roof.
and the shingles in the on the roof. But yeah, that's the way the song is. So that's that.
I mean, you might wake up one morning and have no roof.
Well, I don't know if
Goat
any of
ate
you
all
are
the
familiar,
roof.
if you may or may not be familiar with a writer and artist, Wanda Gag, G-A-G. She was an American of Czech extraction. She wrote these wonderful children's books. And one of them has to do, I think it's called What's Gone Is Gone. It's about a man who says that the woman's housework is just so easy. He would trade places with her. And in her illustrations, if I remember correctly, it has such a house, like a sod house, where the roof comes, it's covered with grass, but it comes down to the ground, and the cow gets up on the roof.
Oh,
I mean, it's a little imaginative, but
Huh.
yeah, anyway.
Okay, so
He had her
let's-
inspiration from what's his name, the Jewish painter that had the cow
Chagall.
crying.
Chagall?
They go,
Oh.
yeah.
Do you remember the name of that book? Because the only book that I remember that book, and she also wrote Millions of Cats.
Yes, she wrote many wonderful children's
Right,
books.
but do you remember the name of the, because that's where I had this picture of a roof going all the way down so that the
Right.
animals could go up and eat. Do you
Right. It
remember the
was
name?
called Gone is Gone, because when he takes over the housework, he ruins everything.
Right,
everything
he
that he
churns the
ruins,
butter
that's the
and the
refrain
butter
is,
churns
"Gone
all
is
over.
gone."
Yeah.
Right, right. It's an early feminist book, early 20th century.
Okay,
I
Okay,
put a
let's
picture
go
of a
on.
roof like that in the chat.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, Michael, please read. You are muted, Michael.
Oh, I just muted myself. Auf dem Boden steht der Hahn und sein Kamm is feuerrot. So on top of the attic, there's a rooster and his comb is fire red. Soll mein Mann ergens borgen, für die Kinder a Stickel Brot? So may my husband go out and beg or borrow in order to get a piece of bread for the children. Hop hop otazoi es die Zig von Dach dem Streu, hop hop otazoi. Hop hop, that's
Good.
how it is. The goat eats straw from the roof.
Good.
Okay. Oh,
I have a
it
question.
is
I have a
about
question.
eating this. Okay, yes.
I have a question. What is the feminine and the masculine for the rooster and the hen? A hun is
On, it's masculine.
a hun is masculine, and a chicken, a woman, a female chicken is what?
Okay, I see that Rafael raised his hand, so he probably has the answer.
Yeah, this one gets confusing because of dialect differences. But in standard Yiddish, anything but well, in Klal Yiddish, so a chicken is a hun, and the plural is hiner. A rooster is a hon, and the plural is hener. In the Southern dialect, on the other hand, these all, although they're spelled that way, they start being pronounced differently. And in fact, Shalom Aleichem makes fun of Litvak, who pronounces everything differently from the way he does, with exactly those words. So it is confusing. But hon, spelled this way, pronounce it however you want, is rooster. And the plural would be hener, and everyone would agree on that pronunciation.
I see. Thank you. Hashem done.
Okay, any more questions before we listen to it once again? Okay, so let's listen to it once again, guys.
Bei vom Wein schlaft er da, sie
Okay. Any question? I see that Rochelle. Rochelle, raise the hand. Rochelle? Rochelle, yes? Unmute yourself. You are all muted. Rochelle? Okay, so
Okay, I got it now.
you got it? Okay.
Not responding easily. Okay, this is a heartbreaking song. And the imagery, of course, reminds me both of Fiddler on the Roof and Chagall's paintings and the precariousness of life. The goat somehow manages, and the hen, the rooster's managing, and even the spider has the ability to thrive in some way, and they are not thriving. The precariousness of life is just, I just have a very strong reaction to this song.
Okay, thank you, Rochelle. Steve?
Yeah, Rochelle, I agree with you, except that I don't think it's I don't think it's like that precariousness that's sort of like in Fiddler on the Roof, you know, it's kind of like, oh, you know, life is difficult, but we get through. I think it's much more strident than that. I think it's really, you know, here are these people, they are naked, they are under the roof, they are hungry, and, you know, and the goat gets taken care of, but
Yeah.
people get forgotten about, you know. It's, you know, it's not satirical like what was it, a modest proposal, but I think it's in the same vein, you know, very much about, you know, how you know, impoverished people are just, you know, not just neglected, but, you know, set aside. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
Also, the word in Yiddish, das Dolles, just has a different impact on me than the word poverty. Poverty is, I guess it can be a noun, but Dolles is a noun. It's a thing. It exists, as opposed to being a descriptor, an adjective.
Huh.
That's my emotional reaction to it.
Can you? I'm sorry. That was very interesting. Could you mind the word dulles?
Das Dolles is the poverty.
Poverty.
It's a noun in the song, and it's a noun very often, and we don't, in English, we don't use it as a noun in the same way, at least emotionally, not in the same way. I mean, this is some of the beauty of Yiddish, is that some of the words, you know, even though you translate it, they don't have, I don't know, poverty just doesn't have the impact on me that Das Dolles has on me.
Thank you. That's great. I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you both, guys. Zuli, I saw that you raised your hand.
It called my attention that on the roof they have Christmas light. Did you?
Yes, you're right. I saw it too. Yeah, I noticed too. Yeah.
I was wondering who put the picture there.
Yes, I noticed the same thing. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Morty?
I think that the word dulles, at least from my point of view, is better translated rather than poverty, misery.
Maybe that's,
yeah.
That I think emotionally that expresses more of the meaning of dulles.
Well, and I think it's all the more shocking in that it's in a cradle song. You know, it's a cradle song, sweetness, the baby. You don't expect the word poverty to, you know, anyway.
You could have poverty, but you could still be eating. Even though you're very, very poor, you have what to eat. But here the baby had no diaper, nothing.
yeah, there's another cradle song, I can't remember the name of it, where it says your father's gone and he's never coming back. And that's from World War, you know, from World War II.
Unter Bäume wachsen Rosen.
Okay.
Okay, Bonnie?
So it seems that the goat had to be taken care of because people were poor and couldn't afford a cow. They had a goat for a source of milk.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
they took the goats into the house. I actually saw a Yiddish film, and there was a goat wandering around inside the house because they had to keep the goat warm because it was, again, valuable as a food source while it was alive.
Okay. Naomi, I saw that you raised your hand. You don't want to say anything?
Yeah, sure. I just want to say that at one time recently, I was interested in the goat. There's a song, Das Siegele. I don't know. It's a song about Hanlon. Do you know the melody?
It's a lullaby.
Right. I don't know who.
Rosenkiss and Mandlin.
Right. Okay, it's famous. And I looked up online, and I couldn't find anything other than religious. There's a story in the Torah portion. Which is read during the week on Shabbos about a goat, and it's a scapegoat, and it's I don't remember the portion. I have to go back and look at my but anyways, I don't know how it became a folk Das Siegele, and Chagall uses it, but I looked up Chagall and everything that floats in his pictures and his paintings. I couldn't find specifically about the goat, and I was always interested in that for like why the goat, right? But the goat is also used to send and bring back messages. I think I saw a movie or something where the goat comes there's a message. I don't know where they put it, and it's hidden, and it goes and it brings the message to somebody, and they retrieve the message. Yeah.
Okay,
But why the goat? Ich weiß nicht. And the significance in Jewish culture, tradition, ich weiß nicht. And I think it was very expensive to bring the goat to the shoichet. I mean, you can bring the chickens, right? You can carry them, but the goat, I'm sure, was very expensive for the shoichet to yeah.
Okay, Naomi, I have here maybe Beverly and then Susan. Maybe they have an answer. Beverly and then Susan.
Yeah, first of all, the National Yiddish Book Center's emblem is the goat, the tzigale. You'll see it on the National Yiddish Book Center. But also when usually the mother, but it could be the father, sang to the child, they sang about their tzuras, about their life. That's why we always cry at that Roshinkas song, because they told about their hard life while they was putting the kids to sleep. But Moshe, I would love to do my Roshinkas with Mandlin one week, even though it's a classic.
Sing it then, because I know it. I gotta sing.
Even though it's a classic, so many people still don't sing it or know it. Thank you for this one though, too.
Good. Okay. Now, Susan. You're muted, Susan.
The goat came to be a representative for the Jew because a goat is able to find food in the most unusual places. And when you talk about the roofs that came down to the floor level, the goat could go up on the roof and find some plants up there and eat. The goat could, like a Jew, could subsist on very little very little rations. And also the goat, as somebody mentioned, in wintertime, you could take the goat into your house. The Jew didn't have either the land or the room to take in a cow. Cow gives milk and a cow has lots of meat. So the Jew became representative at Siegele, was meant a Jew, and the things you're all mentioning, like the National Yiddish Book Center, that's why the goat came to be representative of the Jew who got along with the minimum, climbed up on the roof, went in a corner, ate what he possibly could, and maybe gave a little milk. when he could.
Okay. Morty, and then we are finished with the goat.
Yeah, also the other thing with the goat is that it's probably the most traditional animal tied to Judaism, because it's mentioned at the beginning of Genesis when Abraham receives the visit of the three angels who are telling him that he and his wife are going to have a child at their late age. Abraham orders his servant to sacrifice a goat for the visitors. So yeah, the funny thing is that he offers them goat with milk, and that became treif many years later.
No, yeah. Okay, I think we are finished with the goat. Until next time, when there will be in Rosenkäse Mandeln, there is also, I think, a goat. So we will talk about it then. So about the Naomi says that if anyone can find an essay or a book about goat in Yiddish tradition, in Jewish tradition, she would like to read it, and I guess many of us would like to read it. So, well, if anyone finds, send the link to Beverly, and she will send it to everyone. Okay, I think we are moving to the story of Rumekatz, and we stopped where the grandfather brings all those kapsunim into the house to eat the Shabbos meal and the grandmother is not very happy with this arrangement. And Joshua Singer, well, the person that is recounting it here, he says that he was looking sometimes with disgust and sometimes with awe at those kapsunim, making all kinds of deals around the table. And the grandfather told them that they can leave the money. He was against the thing. They were moving around their money or showing their money, and it was, that's Friday, it's not allowed. And so he was telling them that they can leave the money with him, that they can trust him. And that's where we stopped last time. So. Okay, so we stopped here. Okay, and we stopped here. Eden, ich bin Baruch Hashem Batuach. Okay, so.
You make it larger?
Sorry?
Can you make it a little larger?
Yes, I can.
Please.
That's okay? Or even
a little more if you can. Even with
If you use your fingers, you can make it larger with your fingers. At least I can.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, I can.
No, we can.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, okay, so Eden, ich bin Baruch Hashem. Rafael, can you read, please?
Yes. And show me, Yidden, ich bin Baruch Hashem. Okay, I'm just getting it in my own copy here.
Okay, no problem.
Where are we starting?
I got it. Page 127, 2 paragraphs from the end.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yidden, ich bin Baruch Hashem abatuach, like der Versicherin. Folks, I am, thank God, someone who trusts. He used to assure them. Die ganze Stadt halt bei mir Geld, Zierung. The entire city deposits its money and its jewelry at my place. Das ist kein Baremmerei nicht gewesen. Now that wasn't any boast. Die ganze Stadt hat eingelegt beim Seiden in Haus, Scholisch Gelder bei den Teures, Zierung von Kalis. The entire city, town, used to deposit at my grandfather's place in his house. Shalosh Gelter. I'm not sure, some sort of money for Din Teures, for rabbinic judgments. What is a Shalosh Gelt?
I have no idea. That's why I asked you to read it, because I thought that you will know.
Okay, let me just see if I've got it in my dictionary here.
I really don't know what it is.
I think it's guarantee for the results of the judgment.
Yeah,
of the
that's how
Din
it
Torah.
should be. I don't actually have that in my own dictionary, so sorry, I
Maybe-
can't help.
Sorry, maybe Barbara is.
Well,
Barbara.
I remember hearing actually Marcia Love's group read this, and Susan Gantz answered it. She said it was a third party, as you're remarking now, that would hold this money that was involved with the litigation that
Escrow.
could be occurring.
Escrow. Like escrow.
Earnest money of some
Like an
kind.
escrow? Okay.
Yeah, I'm also looking to see if I can find it in, I also don't see it in Stichkov. So whatever. So
Just a moment, Michael. Maybe Michael is.
Would,
I see Michael.
would it be, so there's a term leshgelt, which is paid to a non-Jew, like your Shabbos goy. Would it be maybe related to that?
No, lesson, that'd be to extinguish fires.
Mhm.
This is
Oh, okay,
clearly
okay.
Hebrew shalish,
Yeah.
from the word for three in Hebrew.
Third party.
It could be third party, yeah.
Party.
So anyway,
Okay.
some sort of money they would deposit at grandfather's place, and also a jewelry for brides or from brides. Das Salz ist gelegen in a großen schweren Kuvert, a geschmitten mit Eisen. This was all placed in a great heavy box, which was banded with iron. A gedeckten mit Fell und a verschlossenem auf 7 Schlösser. It was covered with fell. My English fails.
Animal
Fair.
hide. It's a hide.
Fair.
That's it, hide, thank you. And it was locked with 7 locks. Now this 7 Schlösser is usually hyperbolic. It just means well locked. Der Kuvert is gestanden in 7 Schlafstub. This box, I'm just looking up Kuvert to see if I get it. It's a trunk, a furniture trunk, yeah. Stood in grandfather's bedroom. Azoi, as soll sein sicher gegen a Geneva, in order to be assured against a theft. Der Seder hat maftiach gewen die Bettlers, as euch sei megen im ontreuen sehr torbelig, mit Groschens und Brutes besieber Shabbos. Grandfather assured the beggars that they too would be able to trust their bags and their bags carrying pennies and quarters, let's say. Groschens and prutas. A groschen is like a penny, and a pruta is a Hebraic term for the smallest possible coin, until Shabbos would be over. Aber die Bettlers haben nicht gewollt hören davon. But the beggars didn't want to hear of this. Wir haben gar nicht, Rebbe, haben sie gesagt. Finstere Verdächtigen Dicke. Wir sollen also leben, Rebbe. We don't have anything, Rabbi, they said. Blackly, finster. And Verdächtigen Dicke means suspiciously. We should live so long, Rebbe, but we don't trust you. No, nicht schweren. Hat der Seide gebeten. No, don't swear. Like wir sollen unser Leben is beginning of an oath. No, don't swear. Grandfather begged of them. Jeden Toren nicht schweren. Erst jeden. Jews are not supposed to swear. Just have another bite, fellas. Die Jeden haben gefolgt. And so the beggars obeyed him. Mehr wie Freitag zu nachts haben sie gearbeitet meisim beim Tisch, Shabbos in der Früh. Even more than Friday night, they worked wonders by eating. They ate a lot. They worked wonders at the table Saturday morning. Wenn man hat erlangt dem heißen Pcha, belegt mit Challah und zerschlagener Gellichlich von Eher. When we set before them, or mother most likely, set before them the hot Pcha. Now, Pcha is something we no longer have, I think, in our cookbooks, maybe.
My
Pcha
father
is
used to-
jellied calf's feet.
Yes.
But why it would be hot, I don't know, because that would ruin the jelly. That's what it is.
No, but it can be eaten as soup.
Okay, good. Accompanied with challah and scrambled egg yolks. Die Zwiebeln mit Schmalz, onions with schmaltz, die fish, die kasha mit yoich, fish and kasha with broth, kugel and kishke and simas, and alle anderen matamim. Kugel and kishke I'm not going to translate. Simas I'm also not going to translate, and all sorts of other tasty things. Die bettlerische Bärd haben geglanzt von Fetts. The beards of the beggars were shining with grease. Die fromme Katz, was hat sich zugehört zum Sehen des Meeres, hat allemal aufgeöffnet ein Auge. The pious cat who was listening to grandfather's table songs, Shabbos songs, was always opening an eye. A wisten Blick getan auf die räuschige Kapzonim. He would settle give
a look.
A kind of a look, but it's a Wistenblick. It's a
Gloomy.
A glance.
Well, Blick is a glance, but Vist here means kind of gloomy is okay. Suspicious, it's an unpleasant look. He glanced at the noisy poor folk. Und wieder eingetullet sich in ihre Gesäß, and would again place itself. Tullian is to, let's see, I got a good translation for Tullian.
Like to cuddle.
Yeah, exactly right. And it would cuddle again in its seat, Leben Sedensfotterstuhl, next to grandfather's easy chair.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We finished the story. Morty, yes.
What's happening?
Yes, I found in Weinreich's Modern Yiddish English Dictionary the word schliches. And schliches is that, it says that which is deposited with a third party arbitratorship.
And he spells it with a yud or with a vav, schliches or shlushim?
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's shown with a yud, not with a vav.
Oh, okay.
So maybe
I found it too. I
the
put it in the
confusion.
chat.
Sorry?
I found it as well. I put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
And it's spelled with a yud.
Yeah.
With a yud.
With the
Apparently,
yud
the author here uses a different dialect, and that's why he used the vav as a yud.
Or just a different form of the verb. Shlishus is the abstract third-like, and shalush would be the passive made into a third. So it's the same word, just a different grammatical form.
Where is it in the writing here? The
Where I began on the previous page.
Yeah.
Schlussgelter in his reading.
Dash in between.
Shalosh Gelter, yeah.
So it's
I see the
basically a
Barbarizer and
matter of
Barbara?
pronunciation.
No, I just wanted to comment. I saw the forward program yesterday called "What Did Our Grandparents, Great-Grandparents Eat for Breakfast in Eastern Europe?" And apparently no one read this story because they didn't mention it, the speakers, but the people in the chat were just marvelous, and they were contributing what they remember from their parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. This is truly sumptuous, what was being eaten here. But most of the people remarked if it was bread and butter, they were very fortunate. And many times it was pumpernickel and knoblauch, garlic, smeared on the
On the
on the
bread.
pumpernickel. Yeah. So
Schwanz,
I just wanted to
Schwanz
remark.
von a Hering, a Schwanz von a Hering auch.
Herring was not a breakfast food. I mean, there were many foods that once people came to Western countries, they took up as practice for breakfast, but that wasn't the case for breakfast in Eastern Europe among the ordinary folk.
No, my mother used to say that she took like garlic and she smeared it on black bread and with a Schwanz von a Hering, the tail for a von a Hering. That was her break. I remember she said that was her breakfast. Well, they were very poor. Yeah. So
Thank you.
nothing of this stuff. They were extremely poor, so nothing like this. This she did at home, in Israel already, but not in
Probably the herring was left over from the night before that she smeared on the bread in the morning. That's why it was the Schwanz von Herring.
Yes, you're right. Exactly right. Yeah. Elaine?
No, I was just going to comment on that third party, because shalosh is 3 and shlishi is third. So, that may be why the original, the dictionary has it as shlishis rather than sholosh, whatever.
I have a question.
Yes, Mary.
The line at the near the very end, it says Mir sollen azoi leben. What does that mean literally, and how? I didn't hear how Raphael translated.
See it
Yeah, let me. Yeah,
It's a very interesting phrase.
We should live so long, or we should live so.
Oh, mir sollen azoi leben. We should live like that, kind of.
We should so live. Yeah, it's the beginning of an oath.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments before we move on to the other?
It was a wonderful story. That's just
Mina,
wonderful.
Yes, Maurice.
Do you think there has been a woman whose name was Froma Katz? I bet there has been.
That's great.
I bet more than one.
I think more than one, yes.
There's a story by Yud Lamed Peretz, which is a wonderful story, Die Frumme Katz.
Well, there you go.
Oh, okay, I will look it up.
You have to ask David Katz. That may be in his family.
Maybe someone in his family. Okay, so we are moving to a children story
Thank
in
you, Mick.
rhymes.
Thank you for introducing us to all 3 siblings.
Yeah, I thought, it was. We did it. It was not easy. It was a project, and we finished it.
But I also want to say, as a cat owner, that description of the cat with the eye and with the glance, I mean that's how, when my cat hides in the closet and I look in there, I see one eye. She's the black cat with the eye.
Okay, she's a black cat?
Black cat, but the green eye is give a cook. She's looking at me like, are you disturbing me?
My son used to have a black cat. He named her Jinx. So that was, the name was nice. The cat, not so much. Okay, so let's go over to Mani Man and Ingel Zingle Chvat. So, share screen. Now, where did it go? Where did it go?
Should be down below, and it should be green.
You may need a newer computer.
This is 1 week old, but I noticed that I have this problem that.
And now there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Now I went to the desktop to look at it.
We're seeing it we're seeing your share screen though. You know that, right? So if you just click on what you want, we'll see it. You were sharing your screen just then.
Yeah, but the thing is that
It's better to have it open before you start
Yeah,
sharing.
I opened them, but I noticed that whenever I have two things open, one of them disappears. Okay, can you share it? Mari?
Yeah, sure I can, yeah.
One of them just went away
That's okay.
because I have the PowerPoint and I have two things open on my desktop and
That's okay, no problem. Here.
yeah, okay. I think I found it, but that's okay. Never mind.
So here's the
let's
start.
So yeah, that's the start. Inkel single chvat by Money Lab. You know what chvat is, guys?
A brat? What is
A
it?
brat. A brat.
Oh,
A bold. Yeah, it's a brat. A bold person. So English single chvat. I sent you some material about Money Lab. He was a poet. He wrote many poems to the Yiddish newspapers during his life. And you can find this writing on the
He had quite a life.
site of the Yiddish Book Center. So let's start with this. Morty, can you start, please?
Yes. Hoba meisele ascheine, for die Kinder meine kleine. I have a beautiful story for my small children. Zeidche Kinder, stillen Scha, says my meisele aza. Look, children, quiet and peaceful. This is my story.
Can you move it down, Mari?
Yeah. And I think I'm going to try
I
and
forgot
make
to
it
tell
bigger.
you that Eli Sitsky did the pictures.
That's wonderful.
Okay, go on,
Geht
Morty.
weit von dannen, zuzukommen nicht mit Bahnen. Somewhere far from here, you cannot go there with the trains, nicht mit Schiffen, nicht mit Pferd. Geht's auf a weiter Erd. Not with ships, not with horses, somewhere in another far land. Hat Toll sich dort gefunden.
Oh.
Und in Toll ist durchgerunnen. Wie a Schnirl weit und gleich a kleiner Teich. Remind me.
Valley.
Toll.
Valley.
Valley.
Yeah. You could find there a valley, and the valley is flooded like a creek far from
like a ribbon.
Oh, like a ribbon, not at all orderly, far from orderly, a small river.
So the small river is going through the valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Und beim Teich von beide Bregen, and in the river on both sides, seinen Stiefer viel gelegen. Seinen Stieber viel gelegen. There were many houses standing there. Stieber, Gassen on a mark. Houses, streets, and a market. Und beim Seit von Mark a Berg. And on the side of the market, a hill. Und die Grois und die Groim und die Jiden haben dort gelebt zufrieden. And the non-Jews and the Jews lived there happily. Wer in Fried und wer in Neud, some in happiness and some in poverty. Jeder hat gehad sein Brot. Each one had his own bread.
No, okay. Thank you, Morty. Just a moment. I see that Elaine
Yeah, I
wants
just
to ask.
wanted to know the meaning of weit und gleich. I thought gleich was meant even or equal or something.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah,
Straight. Here it means straight, I believe. Far and straight. The river was running through the valley, far and straight.
Right, okay, thank you.
Gleich is straight, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's move to the next. Yeah. Rochelle, please.
Okay. Hat sich einmal dort getroffen, als der Sommer ist entlaufen. And it happened that the summer vanished. Nu is was is do der Schreck, als der Sommer läuft weg. And what's the fright, the bad thing that the summer left, ran away. Noch Sommer kommt der Winter und bespinnt Stieber, Berg und Mark und fließt und fliegt in a Schneek wisse and a schneeweiße Kleid. Okay, so noch Sommer kommt after summer comes the winter, kommt der Winter und verspinnt der Stieber, and he covers the homes, the houses, the mountains and the market, und fleet in a Schnee, as if covered in a snow white, a white snow dress or clothes.
Okay, just a moment before we continue, Rafael. Yes, can you
Yeah.
also say, Rafael, what is plight?
I think it's ploit. It's the fence. And and if in a northern accent, you're going to pronounce it plate, and that will then rhyme with clade, which
Okay.
which is,
Didn't
I
know.
don't know why there's in fact, if you look carefully, it's not a pasuk under the two yods there. It's a two dots. It's a tseret.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a terrain.
Clade. Yeah. So Barg und Mark und Ploit or
Plate.
plate in a Schneick Weissen Klate. So we have to read
Okay.
these things with a Litvak accent.
All right. I didn't know the word plate. I knew all the other words.
Yeah, well, it's good for you to use that northern accent once in a while.
Yeah. Okay, go on, Rochelle.
Weiß und lichtig verschneiter. White and light, covered in snow. Und a weiter und a breiter. Wide and far. Steht also der weite Weg bis die Linde Pesach Tag. So everything is white until Passover comes, till the lighter Passover days arrive. Goys.
Goyim.
Goyim.
Oh, Goyim.
Goyim.
Okay. Goyim kommen sich zuvor, führen volle Schlittens Koren. The Gentiles come in the sleigh, in a sled or a sleigh. Koren, I don't know the word.
Rye.
Oh, rye. Oh, all right. So they're bringing rye. Gens und Holz und Streu und hay. They're bringing geese and wood and straw and hay. Ungeladen ot azoi. So they're coming in sleighs laden with wood and other things, holz and straw and hay. So the goyim come into the village, the snow-covered village, bringing these things.
And of course, it's otazé, to rhyme with hay.
Okay.
In the picture, you can see how low the house is. The picture, there it is. There's the low house.
I would never say Otazei Naita Schneider. I would say Otazoi Naita Schneider.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Beverly, go on.
They didn't have elevators.
Well, I don't know if you heard, you can see how low the house is, the picture. Jeden Schmeien und Läufen is, what is Schmeien? They're running, but I don't know, Schmeien, what is, smiles?
No, it's to bustle or to move around busily.
Okay, and they, and they run, the same thing. Dingen, they bargain. Kaufen und verkaufen, they buy and they sell. Jedens Punim shines, every Jewish face shines. Sarah, Mark, Bissell, Hind. Is it Sarah? They mean Sarah?
No, Sarah, Mark. What kind of?
Such a market. Wow, such a market.
Oh, what, such a market.
It's an
Oh,
abbreviation of Vos Far A. Vos Far Mark. You just say Sarah Mark.
oh, wow. Today, Abyssal today, a little today. What a market today. But Minna, isn't this one of your favorite poems?
Well, it's now. No, what I like is Ingele. That's what I like a lot.
Oh, this is not the same. Oh, I think
that's another Ingel.
Bear? Oh, is it Ober?
Ober. That's an Aleph.
Where's the Aleph?
Missing.
It's in the illustration.
Here it is. Now I see it. I was on a slant. Aber das is vorgekommen, but this came before.
Just a moment. No, just a moment. I think we have a problem here that it doesn't make sense. I think we have to. I don't know.
It's page.
I think that
it's page
5
4.
and 6 are exchanged.
The pages are out of order. The next.
Yeah, I think the pages are out of order. I think we have to read first the other page.
What, the one after this?
Yeah, the one after that, and then go back because it doesn't make sense otherwise.
There's a 3 on top on the left in the illustration. That's page 3, and then the page before is page 4.
It's page 4 because it doesn't make sense. So if you read it, yeah. So go on.
But I read this one. Hevre, life glitchen. Yeah, is this correct?
Yes.
People run and they slide. I think that's machen Kunsten. They make tricks. What?
No, Cookie. I muted Cookie. Yeah.
Machen Kunsten. They make tricks, but I don't know what Hilchen is. The next word.
This one.
Hilchen.
To make a commotion.
Oh, they make the commotion.
Aufgeglitschen on the skates.
On the skates. Oh, they make and they make a commotion and they scream. Und der Eis is
ice.
Is blau und weich. The ice is blue and thin. Soft. Wie der Himmel in der High, just like the heaven above us in the heavens.
Okay, another one.
Is that right? Schotzem in die Große Hitlach. It's not such a nice word. I'm surprised. Non-Jews in the big hats.
Yeah.
Fleeing, they run. Barg arab auf Schlitlach. Wait, mountains. I'm not sure what that is.
Sleds.
They descend the mountain of
with their sleds. Mit a fife und a geschrei, with a whistle and a yell. Kulja, und in Schnee. what's Kulia? Screaming or something?
I
Had
think rolling.
What?
Rolling. The
Rolling?
is to roll.
Oh,
Rolling,
rolling
to roll?
in the snow. They're having fun
Oh, okay.
outside in the snow.
Okay,
that's
thank you.
me.
Thank you, Beverly.
Ooh.
Okay, Hilda, can you continue?
Yes. Jüngler reihen sich und schleppen. Boys reihen. What is that? Reihen sich?
They swarm about. Royen sich.
Reihen sich. Boys are roaming about und schleppen and are carrying things. Packeln, Kletzer, Schnee und Kleppen. Kacklen,
Plan is not to make a ball.
Yes, they roll together Kletzer blocks of snow.
All right, rolling together blocks of snow. Petto, Schneels, Gut und Voil.
So the verb is kleppen. They stick together. Vetterschneer is a snowman.
Okay. Which word is a snowman?
Oh, Vetter here, Vetter Schneer.
Oh, father. Snowman. Snowman. Okay, snowman. A good one. And royal, well made, I suppose. Mit knots.
Nose.
Is that
nose.
a given or a? Und mit mole.
Mouth. With the nose and with the mouth.
Snowman.
With a nose and with a mouth, yes.
Okay, go on.
Steht Yingl bei dem Teuer? A boy standing by the door, is it?
Gate.
Reibt dem Oil, rubs his ear.
Yes.
Vetto Schnell. Uncles, fathers.
The snowman again.
Snowman again.
Okay. Snowman. A snowman is Vetto Schnell. Okay. Sollst azoi bis Pesach stehen. May you stand so long until Pesach. Bis men darf in Cheder gehen, until we need to go to Cheder, back to Cheder.
Okay, thank you. So now the previous one, yeah.
Right.
That will make more sense. And Marsha, that's yours.
Wer das ist vorgekommen, als der Winter ist gekommen. Bear is
October. The Aleph is here.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, nobody did.
The vorgekommen is it take place to occur. As der Winter is gekommen, that the winter has come, Nas und Nas und finster wie grub. It's wet and it's dark, and it's in a dark, like a hole or a dungeon. Chutch, at least, chutch, nit gay, a rois von stub, and you can't go out of the house. At least you can't go out of the house. Ohne Regen hat gegossen, and a rain was coming down very hard. Nicht wie Winter, nor wie Osten. Not like winter, and it's like autumn. Und kein Schnee is nicht zu sehen, and there's no snow to see, weil kein Schnee is nicht gewesen, and there's no snow to, because there was no snow to see. Blutig. Blutig is in Mark geworden, and muddy, it's in the marketplace. Nicht zu gehen und nicht zu fahren. You couldn't walk and you couldn't ride. Gehen und fahren wie und wie. As is blutig bei dik bis de knie. It was so muddy up to your knees. Gehen und fahren. You couldn't go. It's saying the same thing over again. You couldn't walk. You couldn't ride the horses or whatever, because it was very muddy up to your knees.
Okay, Marsha, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, Susan Gans, please, can you continue?
Werd a goy in Mark vertrugen, bleibt in blotte Stein sein Wogen. If a peasant comes to the marketplace, his wagon gets stuck in the mud. Shelter goy sein Beitschel knallt. The peasant curses. He moves his whip. Schleppt das Pferdl bis es fällt. The horse pulls as much as he can until he falls. For the Royce a balagula. Out comes a wagon driver. Vjokit, nokit, mit a klula.
Vjoken is to say giddy up.
To say,
okay.
To say giddy up, to tell the horse to move.
And
That's
what is
vjoken.
noket? And what is noket?
What, most likely the same thing. I don't know.
Same thing? Okay.
and he curses mit der klula. Sie mit guten Pferdlach fort und die Pferdlach nicht von Ort. If with good horses you can go, and
No,
the
I think it's mit der Klola, it's mit guten, either with a curse or with good intention, or with by being nice.
oh, okay, either with a curse or from goodwill. The horses go, und die Pferdlach nicht von Ort, and the horses don't leave. They don't go.
You don't go.
They don't move.
What he's saying that the balagula tells the Ferdlech to go, but they don't go. They cannot.
Go.
Because they're stuck in the mud.
They are stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
Go down.
Und die Pferdlach wieder Seder lernen Winter spät in Cheder. Oh, and the little boys, the way it goes, the order of things, they study wintertime till late in Cheder. haben sich geschrocken stark. They've been very frightened, gehen in Blotte durch den Mark, to go across the marketplace in that mud. I guess they're afraid to be stuck in the mud.
Stuck there, yeah. Okay, go another
Yeah. To this
another
one.
one.
This is I went past the one we read before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Open mention.
this is Finif at the bottom is 5.
Oh, so we have to go. That's 5, and this one is 6. So we need to be on 5. We read 4 before.
This is 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Open fin. Yeah, that's one.
Menschen viel.
Go
Haben
on,
Menschen viel getreuert, was die Blotte lang gedauert. People have been really grieving because the mud has lasted so long. Was kein Schnee is nicht zu sehen. There isn't any snow yet to see. Und kein Schnee is nicht gewesen, and there just wasn't any snow.
Okay, Susan, thank you. Thank you. Karen, can you go on?
Und die Jüngler
No.
von
Open mention.
Open mention.
haben Menschen sich erschrocken. The people.
26, let's see. Right.
I can't get
who's-
off
yeah.
and unmute her.
I will unmute her. Okay, go on.
The people were frightened. Goyim klingen in die Grocken. The non-Jews ring the bell.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Jeden Tiopkinen in shul. I'm sorry, I don't know that word.
I couldn't find it.
Well, tjopkin is to poke or to trip or to move lightly. So tjopkinen would be something like they move themselves lightly, or they just walk maybe to the shul.
Okay.
Thank you. As die große Schule wird full, as or when the big shul becomes full. Und die Jüngler von dem Cheder, and the boys from the Cheder, jeder Jüngel tut neder. I'm afraid I don't know what that is.
A neder.
What's a neder?
A vow.
It's a vow.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Every boy made a vow, took a vow. Schnee, Getreier, kum schoin kum. Dear trusted snow, come already come. Ich will werden gut und fromm. I will become good and pious. Koif a yingel nit kein bagel. A boy doesn't buy a bagel.
Yes.
Koif fleet wie a foigel. He flies like a bird. Lantern von Papier, a paper lantern, Reut und Läutern Collier, red and I don't know that word, Läutern, something color.
Maybe other colors?
Leiter is pure, so of a
Pure?
pure color. So the idea is he doesn't go to buy a bagel. Instead, he flies to buy a lantern, a paper lantern made of which is red.
He can walk home in the dark. Okay, Marsha, yes.
Nidder, did you say that was VOW? Vow? Takes a vow?
Promises.
Yes, a vow, a promise, a vow.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Karen. Naomi, can you continue?
Nu is dort gewesen ein Jingle, hat man ihn gerufen Single. Single chwat und Single chwat, hat kein Morgen nicht gehabt. Okay, so there was a little boy. They called him, or they named him Single. Single chvat, I don't know, maybe Single, which is his pseudonym, or no, not a pseudonym, what they called him, Single chvat. He was like a clever boy, maybe. Und Single chvat and Single chvat, hat kein Morgen nicht gehabt. He didn't have any fear. He was fearless. Pflegt lachen a lanteren. Ich hab kein. Yeah, it's Cain, not kind. Kein Morgen nicht war Bären. It's interesting. Sometimes the word Cain has those two dots and sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Ich hab kein Morgen nicht war Bären, weil ich Moire. Okay, that's a typo. Haben gehen durch den Mark bei Nacht allein. He laughed. A lantern. I'm not afraid for
bears.
I'm not afraid of bears. Yeah, bears.
Yeah.
Bears?
Yes, bears.
Okay,
bears.
yeah. Will ich morgen haben gehen? Will ich morgen? I will have fear to go haben gehen. That's interesting. Haben gehen. Oh, ich hab morgen. Okay.
No.
To go. Yeah, is that the past tense?
No, will I be afraid to go?
Oh, will I be afraid to go? Oh, okay, but the verb is morgen haben, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, durch den Markt bei Nacht allein. Through the market at night alone. Jinglach, sitzen Herren schweigen, alle wissen gut als Leigen. Single chwat wird kein Mal nicht, is doch nicht Joikel Schmied. Okay, this I don't know what that word is. Okay, is okay. Jinglach sitzen, boys sit, they hear, they're quiet. Alle wissen gut as Leigen. Everyone knows that. Oh, here is
Leigen refers to single.
Is what?
Leigen refers to single chvat. Everyone knows that single chvat.
That here lies or here is or something?
No, with keimel niet leigen.
I don't know what as Leigen, okay, single chvat, I don't know what Leigen means.
Didn't we say kvat means brat? Like this is the story of a brave boy who takes chances and is daring, right?
But here Leigen is to lie. He's not lying. He will never lie.
Oh, no, it means to stand or to be present?
No, it means to lie.
Oh, he's lying.
Yeah.
Oh.
That he is not lying. He will never lie. Everyone knows that he will never lie.
Oh, as Leigen, to lie, as to tell a lie. Okay.
Yes.
Liegen. Okay, liegen is to lie. Single chvat vet kein mal niet. That single chvat will never ever lie. Is it's a verb. Okay. Is doch niet Joikel Schmied. I don't know what.
That's probably another guy, another child that is lying all the time.
You think it's a name? Somebody else?
Yes, I think it's a name.
Oh, like
I think it's a name. Anyone has other ideas?
Yeah, like Joe Smith, Yoikel Schmied. like some name you make up for some anonymous type person.
Yeah. Anyone has other ideas about it? Okay, so I think he's not Yosef Schmidt. He's not the other guy that is probably lying all the time.
So that's the last name, Schmid.
Yeah.
Well, Schmid in Yiddish is also blacksmith.
Yeah.
A blacksmith, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a really common name.
Could refer to Yokel the blacksmith.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
known
think
as
Morty's
a lie.
right.
No.
Yeah, I agree with Morty.
Okay, so we stop here. I think it's exactly 12 o'clock. So we stop here and we continue next week reading the poem. Yeah, Rochelle.
There's a song called Vetter Schnee. It's sort of a winter Santa Claus song.
Yeah, Father Snow.
Father Snow. Yeah.
Uncle Snow.
Well, it's Uncle
What?
Snow. Uncle Snow.
Uncle
I meant
Snow.
to say Uncle.
Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to sing it at Kles Camp in the chorus. Somewhere I have the words. If anyone's interested, I'll try to find them.
Okay. Okay, Steve?
Yeah, this may be a little esoteric, but there's a great rhyme that I really liked much earlier on in this song. He rhymes winter with bashinter, bashint, and then second word air, and it's a really playful rhyme that just kind of like it's very interesting, and it reminded me of this amazing line. Years ago, somebody wrote, the Times wrote an article about Stephen Sondheim and what a brilliant guy he was. And some guy wrote to the Times, well, if Stephen Sondheim is so brilliant, let him see if he can rhyme something with silver. And Stephen Sondheim's response was, to rhyme a word with silver or any rhymeless rhyme requires only wilver, bossity, and time.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. Okay. Anyone wants to comment on the song?
I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to read it out loud to myself in a little bit of a sing-songy and get the rhymes right.